Hello, welcome to Butterflies and Tea. My name is Olympia Tates, guys. And before we jump into this content is basically a young man that worked for Frito-Lay, as you can see here in front of us. But he worked for Frito-Lay. They were able to spend $26 million. This young lady is going to explain to us. But to just catch you up, he worked for them, Frito-Lay, that is. He was electrocuted when he went to open like a door or something for them. And then he basically ended up getting fired after, of course, they took him to the hospital, obviously, but they passed so many. Let's jump into this. She's going to explain it, and then we're going to get into their story. And I will give my personal opinions within and throughout the video.
Today we're going to talk about Frito-Lay because my boyfriend sent me this and I thought it was extremely interesting. So the tweet says Frito-Lay spent about $26 million to air 2 Super Bowl ads, right? But when one of its employees was electrocuted on the job, the company refused to pay for his medical care and stalked his family. And here's a tweet that they quoted that they posted on July 25th, 2021, right? Brandon Ingram was a Frito-Lay worker, right? He was the site lead and he got electrocuted on the job, became disabled, and then he was denied medical care. So Brandon started the job in January of 2011, and before that he was in the Navy. His wife thought he was cheating because some days he would work 20-hour days, and one time he worked 26 days in a row, no breaks. But on October 2nd, 2016, that's when his life changed forever. He was using a dock door, and you have to push a button for it to open, and it's automatically supposed to do what it has to do. He said when he pressed that door, he got electrocuted. So Frito-Lay took him to the emergency room, but it was 45 minutes away, and they passed 4 hospitals on the way there.
So before we completely jump into there, I will give my opinion on that part. So when you are working with a major company, majority of the times they have a insurance that is within a network of doctors or hospitals in particular. So if you get hurt, then they're going to bypass every hospital and take you to that hospital or doctor or whomever is within that network, because if they don't, then you have to pay out of pocket. You know what I mean? So why would they take him to a close hospital when they were trying to save money versus care about his actual health? So I say all that to say, when you have those companies, they do the most least things that they can do for you. On top of the fact of, I always remember my father always saying, that job, yes, we need it because obviously we have to make a living to have the necessities that we need to have, to be able to live. But at the same time, today or tomorrow, if any one of us get hurt at that job, no matter what we put into it, they don't give a shit. We're out of the door. That's just period. And they're going to put the next person in line that actually can do the work that you no longer can do for them. God forbid if something you was taken up off of this earth, you know what I mean? Same difference, that somebody's going to be in your place like right away. There's one company that I know, I cannot recall the name of that company now, but my husband's cousin was working there before he was unalive by a tragic accident. And excuse me, when that happened, his company came, to pay their respects and everything. They were really good. I think they even helped out. Now, again, there's some companies, very few now, that will do things like that. And so it's just a thought, guys, to think about. Like, yeah, we need these jobs, but at the end of the day, they really don't care about us. They only care about what they can get out of us at that moment. So we're going to jump back into this, guys. And before we do continue, all of this is alleged, guys. All alleged, all entertainment purposes. That's it. That's all. Let's jump back in. Welcome on into the channel, beautiful butterflies. Welcome on into my channel.
Are stalking us, recording my kids playing in the yard.
I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
I tried to hold it in, I'm sorry.
So I got the job at Frito-Lay in January of 2011. Prior to Frito-Lay, I was in the United States Navy.
Leaving the service, he just needed to matter. He needed to belong and have a purpose. We both thought he found that in Frito-Lay, and so we kind of centered our life around it.
I worked hard. I bust my butt every day, in and out. Shit, my wife was gonna divorce me because she didn't even think I was at work for real.
No, I did not believe my husband just spent 20 hours at work. No
Oh,
one would
no.
believe that. He's not a doctor.
See,
It's Chip.
I'm sorry, I gotta pause that briefly. Just 20 hours at work for Frito-Lay? Like, are you kidding me? Like that is ridiculous, and that the audacity of them. If you work 20 hours for somebody and then something happens to you like that and then they don't even give a shit, like that's just crazy right there alone.
It's chips and dip.
I went on a stretch one
Facts.
time of like 26 days in a row.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Was using a dock door. You press the button and it automatically does what it's supposed to do. I got electrocuted. I was taken to the ER, but the emergency room they took me to was 45 minutes away. We passed 4 hospitals on the way to the hospital they wanted to take me to. And the reason that is because they sign a contract with a certain hospital and
Like
a
I
certain
said.
network.
From the very next day after the accident,
Sad.
my husband was never the same. He was working really hard to even just get up onto the side of the bed. Usually he's like hops out of bed and he hurries up, puts his clothes on, and he shoves food down his throat and he's out the door, in 30 minutes. He was used to it. He was trained to do that in the service.
When I say I was healthy as an ox, I was healthy as an ox.
We just didn't have any answers. They said he should have been fine, but he wasn't.
I didn't get any time off after the incident.
And that was probably the other part. Because if you didn't have time to actually heal from whatever occurred from the electrocution, I mean, technically, maybe he might have been okay, maybe. But had he not actually went back to work and actually had time to heal from it, because you don't know what else went into, the fact of him being hurt. Did he fall? How hard did he fall? Where did he fall at? Did he fall on his face, his back, whatever the case may be.
I had to call off the next day as a sick day. I told you I was in pain. I told you it hurts when I walk. And it was like, okay, are you going to be here tomorrow? I was a site lead, and I know what that entails. You're a leadership of the whole warehouse. So if you have to fill in, you have to fill in. I asked for some type of relief, period, because I was still obligated to work, like picking cases and unloading trucks or rotating product on a forklift. I asked for a chair that I could sit in that would make me more comfortable while I'm doing my office work. They denied it. You're either 100% or you can't work. It just felt like they was just trying to push me out. Eventually I got an MRI by my primary doctor, and he showed that I had 2 herniated discs in my back. And he was like, you shouldn't be doing anything. They can only fix it with surgery.
And my husband still had to work this whole entire time.
See, that made it worse. At that point, a lawsuit. That's what that says. A major lawsuit, because if he already was hurt, y'all passed every single hospital that there was for him to have the necessary care, no matter what hospital, besides for the fact that you guys had to pay out of your own pockets to have him have that care at those other hospitals. But at that point, it should have not mattered. The man was electrocuted. So had he been, let's say, like really took a really bad fall there somewhere, God forbid that would have happened, of course. But had that happened and he was completely out cold, what was y'all going to do? Say, oh, pass all these hospitals and like his life is like literally hanging in the balance, but we're going to just pass every last hospital and we're going to take him to the one we need to take him to? Like, that just don't make sense to me. Like, and then the fact that you all don't even want to help this man after all of this happened is even crazier. And so this video here is pretty much to bring awareness, because obviously this did happen a little while ago, but I think again it was recently brought back up within I think just last year, maybe not even this year. But again, it's the matter of you all don't want to even help this man. I mean, at least pay all his medical bills if you didn't want to do anything else for him. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, even after him working, that affected it probably even more. Had he not worked, it probably wouldn't have been as bad, maybe. Let's jump back into this, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. What would you have done? And if it was your husband or your wife, what would you do?
They had to remove 2 of the discs in my neck because they were bulging into my spinal cord. I wasn't getting enough fluid to my brain. If I didn't have the surgery, the doctor said any small fall or accident or something like that, and I would have been paralyzed from the neck down or dead. I still have to have surgery on my lower lumbar spine.
From the moment that he couldn't work anymore and needed short-term disability, Frito-Lay abandoned us.
I had to file for
Of
short-term
course.
disability and then long-term disability. Got approved for long-term disability, but that was months later.
Uh-huh.
So no income coming in.
That's a picture of the car. We were driving.
And that's another thing that I never understand. If you owe a bill or if you have anything that you need to put out, it's like they want their stuff right then and there. But then when they owe you anything or you need to get your stuff, it's like you have to wait for it like forever.
They require you to go to the doctor so many times, and the doctor has to say that you're in this condition over and over and over. But guess what? You don't have any insurance anymore through PepsiCo / Frito-Lay because they cut you off. I had to pay for that out of pocket too. Didn't have the money to do that. So guess what? I borrowed money or used credit cards or whatever I could. I even took money out my kids' piggy bank. We had to take from our children to live. And the doctor knew what was going on. So he was like, look, just pay half of what you owe every visit. And we'll just take care of the rest later. I never wanted to have a lawsuit. Just not me. But I did ask for help and I wasn't getting it.
Frito-Lay, Pepsi, Sedgwick, whoever has people following my family. They are stalking us.
Just to find something to be like, oh, he's okay.
Recording my kids playing.
Yeah, because when you injure yourself on some of these jobs like this and they want to find any reason not to be able to pay you if you have a lawsuit out. So, like every single move that you make or your family makes, they will be monitoring it just to be like, oh, okay, we're gonna, be able to not pay them this money because they're capable of this or they're capable of that. These things are not what they said they were. Or in general, even they can be like his situation, but we want to say that it's not so that we don't have to pay out any money, period.
In the yard, recording me doing yard work. They follow me in traffic, on the highway, on streets. They follow me when I gave birth to my baby. They follow me to my daughter's school. I took my
That's crazy.
daughter's school and decided to homeschool because I don't know if we're safe. I don't know how many people they've given our address and name and information to just to prove my husband wrong. They've done it for years.
Why are you fighting so hard to our
That part.
number?
Mhm.
You're a piece of property. I bust my butt for them. Blood, sweat, tears, sacrifices, holidays, birthdays. I miss so much family things because they make you feel like if you don't do what they say, they will let you go.
Yeah, and they
I
will.
don't even know where to go from here. Honestly, all the life goals and marriage goals and family goals that we had are gone. And I just have to figure out how to survive. And my goal and hopes and dreams now is for my husband to get back healthy and still be alive with us in the future. He dodged bullets in the city of St. Louis growing up. He dodged gangs. He stayed out of all of that. He went to war. He dodged bullets and bombs and came back to me And now he's been electrocuted at work. We don't know what's going to happen from day to day. My husband stops breathing at night in his sleep. I have to wake him up at night to make sure he keeps breathing. I have to help with my children who don't understand they can't jump and play with daddy.
I mean, I just went from a very fit guy to a guy who is disabled and can barely just handle regular life stuff. I'm 36. I should be able to play with my kids in the yard.
Right.
I just want my life back.
That's crazy. Okay, guys. So, like I said, I mean, I've already kind of said what I needed to say for the most part. I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What would you do, again, as I asked earlier, if it was your husband or your wife that was going through the situation? Like, that it cannot be easy to be dealing with something like that and to have small children. And like you said, the fact that he spent every single like holidays and birthdays, probably hell, maybe even when she was up in labor, he might have been working, you know. But again, we put all of this effort into most of these companies or just regular jobs, period. And it's like we throw our everything into it. And sometimes our own family gets neglected. And these people are like, oh, well, you're family and we love you and we're going to take care of you. And then as soon as something like that happens or anything, they can't do nothing for you. Oh, well, that's your problem, not my problem. When it happened on your watch, it happened under your roof of your company. So therefore, something should be done better. You know, put something aside for these people where if God forbid any of them get hurt any way, shape, or form, and it's within that company and it aligns with all of their policies, because some places it's like, well, if you were on drugs or, drinking or something that was in your system, then we can't. And that's fine. I understand that. But outside of that, they should be putting something aside and be like, something happens, this is the money that goes to these people's family so that they're able to be taken care of for however long they have to be out. Or if they have to, God forbid, not be able to work at all anymore. Anyways, guys, again, leave me your thoughts and opinions on this, guys. I'm going to get out of here and thank you guys for watching. Bye.